hi, if you're a Sagittarius born November 22nd to December 21st, what can you expect for the month of April 2017? Let's tune in and find out. So Sagittarius, I just see you, working on something specific, you're doing it solo because nobody else can do it. So I see you entering April, just kind of like working on things that you need to have done for yourself. So you may find yourself kind of going in instead of being as social as you normally do. And actually, I don't think that's a bad thing. We've got a lot of retrogrades happening this month that would lend for us to actually go inside and to be able to be a little bit less social. It doesn't mean the whole month is going to be that way. It just feels like the first 2 weeks, you may find yourself, a little less eager to get out and to be social or to go hang out with your pals. And people may think, are you sick? Are you okay? But it's just, it's just kind of like this natural desire to pull back. So just know there's nothing wrong with you. It's just because we have all these planets that are retrograde. We have Venus that's still retrograde until April 15th. That has to do with love. We have Mercury retrograde that starts April 9th to May 3rd. It's the planet of communication and the planet of, there's a lot, it governs our electronics. So you may have electrical issues, you may have problems like that, plumbing issues, it could be just around communication in general. And then we have a Saturn retrograde that starts April 6th to August 26th. And that's where we review our relationships. We look at our long-term goals. We kind of look internally and see how, are we happy with our life? Do we like where we're living? Do we like the way that where we work and how we manifest things? Do we like the way that we approach people or the way we approach problems? And we get a chance to kind of like change. And a lot of that causes us naturally to turn inward. So just know that this is kind of what the overview of what's happening for all the signs. And so it's not unusual if you decide to pull back a little bit. But let's start looking first at your romantic relationships, Sagittarius, and see what April has in store for you there. Actually, I think this is really nice. I think if you're in a couple relationship, I think you're going to enjoy the solitude. I think you're going to, and when I say solitude, I mean kind of like quietness inside of the relationship. Like just holding hands, watching TV together, or cuddling, or reading a book, or, simple things. It feels like simple love. It feels like quiet and simple. So you may have some of that. There also may be some fiery energy that happens when that Mercury retrograde starts with communication around the April 9th. And then we have a Libra full moon, April 10th and 11th, depending on what time zone you're in, that could have the potential to kind of like create a little spark in the relationship. But it could be one of those things where, you kiss and make up, or you've had a great day and then it blows into a fight. Can go either way. So you just want to be careful around that particular day. Just let them win, right? You don't have to be right. Just let them win. Whatever it is, just kind of like go with the flow, and then it'll be over. And then the retrograde for Venus moves forward on the 15th. And then I really feel like there's a lot of parties, there's impromptu things. There's even some just simple things that just are quiet and fun and joyful. And, every day, like some of the everyday experiences, there's like this renewed sense of like, this feels good. And I feel like even some people, like maybe some loved ones that have been sick, start to feel better. So I feel like that affects you in your personal romantic relationship. So I feel like you start to feel happier that way because the people around you that you love and care about are doing better. So I feel like whatever peripheral things have been going on that have kept you from really being in touch romantically start to subside so that you become closer and more in love with your partner. Okay. So let's look and see, for those of you who are interested in creating a romantic relationship for you, Sagittarius. Well, you may spend a little bit of April reflecting or looking backwards, maybe longing for a love that you once had, or looking back and questioning yourself. Did I really give that my all? Why did I leave them again? And it may be enough that prompts you to reconnect with them. And really that's what Mercury retrograde will probably do for you, April 9th to May 3rd. Once that Venus retrograde ends on the 15th, you're going to have that nudge to kind of like move forward in romantic relationships. So you could find those last 2 weeks that you might be reaching back to somebody that you used to date or that you used to be in love with, just to kind of see how they are and feel it out. So there's that. And then there's also new energy. We have a Taurus new moon, April 26th, that could ignite a new relationship for you, open the door to somebody completely new. So I see you having plenty of social time and good times after that 15th on, and you're feeling a little more compelled to check it out and to see who's out there now. Okay, so let's look now at your career and money for you, Sagittarius. What's available for you in April? So career, I see you having like a lot of ideas and writing ideas. So there's like just this download of information and kind of really orchestrating things. And whether you're, in production or writing or some sort of creative field, even, directing a play or, education, it just feels like there's a lot of moving parts and new information that you're really excited about. So whatever it is in your profession, I feel like there's some new information that comes in that helps you perform better. And I feel like April's the month that information comes into you. Now, for some of you, you may find a stronger spiritual connection this month. You may find that we do have the 8 days of Passover, that are happening. April 10th, I think, is the first night of Passover. There's sundown that night. And then we have Good Friday the following Friday and Easter that following Sunday, April 16th. So there's a lot of spiritual energy coming up, Sagittarius, and which is interesting. I haven't talked about it in any other sign, but it's coming up for you. So your spiritual connection may be stronger this month than you've had in a while, which would make sense to me if you're getting all this creative download coming in, that the spiritual energy is available for you as well. So strong spiritual connections could be happening for you as well as being able to remove a lot of any doubts or fears. There's opportunity for you to do some healing, self-healing, some things that have bothered you. So I feel like there's also a month of healing for you to be able to come full circle so that you can really change and be who you want to be in the world. So big month for you. Now, I think I started with career and money. We ended up talking about spirituality. So let's look back at the money again. Anything else for money for Sagittarius? Yeah, some of these new ideas, when they're coming in, just don't rush them to market, okay? Don't rush to implement them. Fully download it, fully, explore it. But I wouldn't project it or put it out there till mid-May, end of May, because anything new that you want to do or implement, because of these retrogrades, there may be kinks and you don't want it to hurt your reputation. So you want to make sure that everything is working and in good order before you go and launch it. Okay. As far as investments go, it feels like stay the course. It feels like it will grow if you just kind of stay the course. It does feel like it will grow. There may be some things that that can take a hit, but it feels more like the end of. It feels like it could be at the end of April, but it does feel like it comes back up. So there could be something that goes down in April and takes a while, but it does come back up later. So, but I feel like if you try and sell it now, I do feel like you might regret, because I feel like by the fall it could come back even better. So just what's coming through is just stay the course with your investments. Anything else for them? Yeah, you're being asked to not be too pushy with your opinion or too pushy with yourself at yourself, right? So it's kind of like trying to make inner peace with yourself. And we're going into health right now. So making peace with yourself. Don't be so divided about, oh, I'm doing too much of this or I'm doing too much of that. Be a little kinder to yourself. But you know when things are out of sync with you. You know when you're doing things you shouldn't be doing. You know if you're having 1 glass of wine or 6 glasses of wine, right? You know the threshold. So pay attention to your threshold this month about how much is enough for you. And I think in doing that, you're going to have the support of the universe to kind of self-correct and not beat yourself up, and to be healthy. What does a healthy lifestyle look like for me? And that's unique to every one of us. So I feel like you're going to kind of be recalibrating what's healthy for you this month. And you're going to have the strength and the energy to act on it. But you're just being asked not to be too hard on yourself. And some of you do have to be harder on yourself, that you're like, woohoo, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this. And there's no restriction at all. So if that's the case, you want to be able to pull it in, and the universe is going to help you, because it's also about being able to be here longer, healthier and happier, so that you can really produce the results that you want to produce. Okay, let's see if there's anything unusual or surprises for Sagittarius for the month of April. Yeah, some of you may get surprised engagements. Some of you may get surprised pregnancies. Some of you may like, what? We weren't even trying and I'm pregnant. So if you don't want to get pregnant, make sure that you're using protection, because it feels like could be some of these great surprises out here. Some of you could actually hit the lottery. That new moon in Libra, not Libra, it is Libra, but it's a full moon, April 10th or 11th, as I said, depending on where you live. That energy there could be great for making babies, buying a new house, or just knowing what you want, right? With the retrograde, I would be kind of cautious. If I was going to sign a contract, I'd make sure I double and triple check it. Otherwise, I would wait until, after Mercury goes direct, May 3rd, if I was going to sign something. But buy a lottery ticket, have fun, because it feels like you could win a trip. There's a lot of energy there of luckiness. And with you guys, it feels like it's travel. It feels like it's fun. It feels like it's adventurous. So that's an exciting thing to have happen. All right, so there's some lucky energy for you around that full moon of April 10th and 11th, and actually then moving forward into the month of generating or creating something that you are exciting, that is adding to your life. All right, Sagittarius, have a terrific April. If you like my intuitive astrology, please click like, share it with your friends, comment below, and I look forward to connecting with you again next month.